Hello everyone, I am Karthik Rode and I am a student at University of Florida. The following presentation is a demonstration of the project that I made as a part of the curriculum for EEL 6825 pattern recognition. The topic that I chose to do my project on is image captioning using neural network, namely CNN and LSTM. So what is image capturing? It is a process of generating textual description for a given image. So by using this process, we can identify the important objects in the image and what are their attributes and what is the purpose of the activity that they are performing in the context of the whole image. This area brings together the two diverse machine learning tasks, which is natural language processing and computer vision, as it deals with both text processing and image processing. So what is the motivation behind this project? Image captioning finds its usage in a wide variety of applications, such as providing aid to the blind for accessing media-based web applications, for generating captions from CCTV camera recordings in the area of home security, and Google uses this to make its self-driving cars and image search more efficient. We can see this in an example that first the cat is classified, then a captioning is done, and then further a dense captioning is done, which takes into account all the features which are present in the picture. So we will talk about the architecture of the image captioning. Here we can see that this input image is used by our pre-trained CNN model, which is Inception V3 in our case, and this model performs its operation and outputs a feature vector, which is then passed to a linear layer, which is then further used as an input by LSTM layer. Here we can see that embedding is performed by one layer. In our case, this is glow. So the captions which are provided as input contain start and end token, and these texts are first embedded and then used as an input for the LSTM layer, along with the output obtained by the CNN layer. This is then fed into a softmax function, which calculates the probability of the next word, and in this way an efficient caption is generated with the help of softmax function. We will be discussing all of these layers in detail in subsequent slides. So we will now talk about the first layer present in our image captioning architecture, which is CNN. So the CNN consists of different layers such as convolutional layer, pooling layer, and finally a fully connected layer with some dropouts. So here you can see that this is the image which is served as an input to the convolutional layer. The convolutional layer extracts the important features from this image, such as edges and vertices, and stores it in a matrix. After this, a pooling function is applied on this matrix in order to reduce the dimensionality size, and similar kind of layering is repeated many times based on the architecture chosen. Finally, all of this is connected to a fully connected neural network, which helps us in classifying the image. We now talk about the LSTM layer that we are using in our image captioning architecture. LSTM is based on the recurrent neural network architecture, which can work on sequence of data. As we can see that here we have several gates. Some of those are input gates, output gates, and forget gates. We will not be covering in detail, but this will be used by our network finally in order to predict this output sentence. We will be performing our feature extraction using Inception V3, which is a pre-trained model and was released by Google in 2015. This is the architecture of Inception V3, where we can see that input image size is 299 by 299 into 3, and this is the output, which is flattened. Here we can see that there are different layers provided in different colors, and finally we are getting a classifier. These several layers involve convolution, average pool, max pool, concat, dropout, and fully connected. Dropout is used in order to decrease the overfitting which is present in the network, by which it can help us to predict better on the test set. And these are the layers which are discussed in the previous slides. So let's move on to the word embedding layer. A word embedding is a feature learning technique by which we convert the words or the phrases present in the dictionary into a vector of real numbers. We have used GLOW methodology for performing word embeddings. Other choices might be word2vec and fast text. So just for a quick recap, our model that we are using in this image capturing process has the following layers: word embedding layer, LSTM, dropout, batch normalization, activation functions, cross entropy loss, and Adam optimizer. We have discussed word embedding layer in LSTM previous slides. Dropout is used to prevent overfitting in the model, and similarly for normalization. Cross entropy loss is the loss that we are trying to minimize with the help of Adam optimizer. So let us move on to the prediction. Our LSTM cell has 256 neurons, which is fed into the network, and the input dimension is 2048, and embedding is done with dimension size of 256. The extracted image features from inception v3 and the current word generated from embedding are fed as input to the LSTM, and the array with indices with most probable word is returned with the help of a softmax function. We have used LSTM in the following way. First, a start sequence is used, and the next word, which is most probable, is used as a prediction. So here we can see that A letter is used. Now the softmax function is applied on all the words that can be predicted, and here the dog is chosen because of its higher probability. Similarly, this combination of a dog is fed into the system, and the most predicted outcome is runs. So in this way, we can see that the final statement which is predicted is a dog runs in the grass. We will now go through the code walkthrough. So we now move to the implementation part of this project, and for this we need to import some libraries which are available to us from Keras and TensorFlow frameworks. A few of those are Inception v3 pre-trained model, some optimizers, Adam optimizers, and LSTM embedding layer. Here we have defined the start token as start sequence and stop token as end sequence, which helps us in pre-processing the captions which are available to us in our training set. Here we have defined a time taken method which will be used to track the time taken by our training process. We have used Google Drive as our mounting point because of the runtime limitations of Google Colab. We now proceed with cleaning our dataset. Our dataset has at least 8,000 images and caption, and each image has 5 captions related to it. For cleaning the captions, we convert all the text to lowercase. We remove all the words which are very short and remove the words which do not have any alphanumeric characters in them. After performing this cleaning, we can see that there are how many unique words and what is the length of the dictionary that we have just made. We similarly define a path where all the images are stored. We segregate that dataset that we have into training and testing with the help of this train images and text images file available to us from the Flickr dataset. We finally have 6,000 images in our training set and 1,000 images in our testing set. The rest of the images are used as a validation set. For image encoding model, we have used Inception v3 pre-trained model, which is pre-trained on ImageNet dataset and has achieved over 78% accuracy. So we will be using this pre-trained model, and we will be using only the final 2 layers as in order to extract the features of the given image. We have defined the width and height to be 299 for our images, and we will be pre-processing each image to fit into these dimensions. Here we can see the summary of the encoding model, which contains at least 80 repetitions of convolutional layer, batch normalization, and activation functions. So here we have defined the method by which we will be resizing all the images to a standard width and height which we have defined above. This process will be performed for all the images which are available in the training path, and we will be storing this in a pickle file. Similarly, we perform the same step for testing path, and we will be storing it in a pickle file. Here we can see that the length of all the training captions is now 30,000, which makes sense because each image has 5 captions, and there are 6,000 images in our training set. Similarly, we can see for testing captions, we have created 2 dictionaries, which is one is from mapping of index to word, and another one is for word to index. We have made this dictionary because it will help us in faster retrieval of the words when we are making the prediction. We now move on to the data generator method. In data generator method, we are looping through all the images in our training set and all the captions that are available to us, that is 5. We now make the combinations of the caption which are relevant for the given image, and we loop through each combination so that we can predict the next word better. Here we now move on to the embedding layer of our network. We have built the embedding matrix from the GLOW dataset that we have imported. This matrix will be directly used as a weight matrix for our neural network. When making the matrix, we can see that we have 1652 words and each word has 200 elements. These 200 elements are the vectors that the globe has turned each of the word into. So here we have defined the architecture that we will be using for captioning. We can see that there is a dense layer, embedding layer, some dropout, LSTM layer, and finally a dense layer. And we can see the summary of the caption model. We have used categorical cross entropy loss for our model, and we will be using the Adam optimizer to in order to reduce this loss. In this code block, we will be training our data, training our model on the training data that we have. First, we iterate through twice the number of epochs for all the images for a specific learning rate, and we have changed the learning rate now and run for each of the epochs again. This has proved to be benefit in our case, and we now store all the weights that we have in this path, in this model path. So now comes the time for plotting the accuracy and loss, and we can see that with each epoch we have increased the accuracy, and subsequently we have also decreased the training loss. Finally, we have created a generate caption method which will be used in the next step in order to generate the caption from the testing images. Let us move on to the predictions. Here we can see that this is the image that is fed into the network from our testing set, and we can see the caption that is generated, which is 2 dogs play in the sand. I can say that this is very accurate, as there are dogs which are playing in the sand, but it is not able to identify that there are more than 2 dogs and there is a man. So our model is quite good in predicting some simplistic images. For example, again there is an example of a dog where we can see that the dog is running through a floor, but it is predicting it as a grass, which is the limitation of the lesser number of images in our data set. Here we can see that it has made a prediction that a child in the red jacket is playing in the snow, and I think it is pretty accurate. It might not have been able to predict the dog present in this image, but given the size of the data set and not using any additional mechanisms like attention, we can see that our model has performed quite well on simplistic images. So that is all with the code walkthrough. From code walkthrough, we saw that our model was able to predict decently on slightly less complicated images, but was not able to perform well on whenever there were multiple layers present in an image, which were making the image more complicated. So after as the running the model for 15 epochs, we get the following plot, as we saw in the code walkthrough, that our accuracy is increasing with each epoch, although we are not able to get a good accuracy than 38%. This may be due to the fact that we are using a smaller data set. Similarly, we can see a decreasing trend in the training loss with the number of epochs. So the final predictions. So here are the predictions that are made by our system. So here the caption which is generated by our system is man in the red jacket standing on top of the mountain. This prediction is pretty accurate, that it is able to identify the top of a mountain, although it is not able to identify some snow or the attire that he is wearing. So we can say that the model performed decently on this image. The next image, we can see that 2 dogs are playing in the snow, although there is only 1 dog and there is 1 cow in the grass. So it might have misunderstood the image of dog as snow because of its white color, and it might be there were not many cows present in our data set, so it is not able to identify it as a cow. So let's talk about the limitations of our system. Although some captions were up to the mark, some were far from the actual description and some even had some grammatical errors. This was due to the fact that maybe because of using a low-end CPU, we had to take a smaller dataset, and which resulted in lesser accuracy. Using a large number of datasets in Flickr 30K or MS Coco would have resulted in a better prediction, and the model does not perform well on complicated images. So in conclusion, we implemented an encoder-decoder architecture for image captioning by using Inception v3 and LSTM and Glow for doing our embedding. So further work is definitely needed in our system, such as incorporating attention or increasing the dataset size, by which we can say that the results could improve. Thank you.